Hey everybody, it's Julie at Quilts Plus. This is the September block that we're working on. We are up and running with classes. So we started these in September. We are continuing them. Thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. And you know what? We've been able to be careful with distancing, and we've been able to honor those who are wanting to come in to be safe. And then we've also been able to just have a really good time together, getting back together, doing a little socializing while we do a class. We have just so enjoyed you. So today we're actually doing a sampler sew-in where you can come and work on your block. It's a class, so I'm able to help you along the way. For any blocks that you haven't had a chance to do, or blocks that you are like, Julie, help me out on this. How do I position this? How do I position that? So again, thank you. We are excited you guys are back. It's fall, now it's football season, but it's also a time where we get to connect and be together. So we do have that sampler sew-in today. We also have a table runner class that I'm teaching using small pieces and blocks, which you guys are very familiar with. That started on the 10th of September, but what we're doing is we're also offering that coming up this Friday and next Friday, and then we can also do a class in October too. So it's a 3-session class, and we've been able to be a little bit more flexible in helping with that. That is a fun class to do too. So we have kits available for that, and we can get together together as a group and be able to just socialize, but also be able to see a beautiful piece come together. So enough about that. I wanted to just say hello, welcome. Remember that when you're doing this block, you want to make sure that that you use your 1/4-inch seam, and that's just inside of the foot, right inside of the foot of your machine, of your 1/4-inch foot. So just right inside that foot, not right on it. So as you're sewing these, that way you'll keep your points for what you need to be doing for this block. This is called, we're calling it the Sawtooth Star. And again, it's a star. I have a tendency to like the stars, and you can see it behind me. Isn't it beautiful? So we have it there in the purple for our Garden of Dreams folks. You'll see that came back around now. We do have that in the purple. We did have that in January as well. So you said, ooh, we're having a purple quilt. Well, the Garden of Dreams is just that. It's a garden, so there's lots of colors in it, but it's going to be a beautiful quilt. Then we also have the Batik Blue Green behind me. You can see the blue, or mostly you can see the green, but in that center star, you're going to see that there is a combination of your blue and also your green. So it's going to be something that adds to what you already have. So you're going to love this. This is an enjoyable block to do. So let's get started. You have 3 colors in your packet. The first color is going to be your lightest, and that one is either going to be your light purple or it's going to be your light green. And that one is fabric A and C. And the first cut for that one, you're going to be cutting for your background, for the 4 squares around your piece. That is going to be, you're going to cut 4 of those, and those are 3-inch squares. Then for your C fabric, same fabric for your background, that one you're going to be cutting just one 6 1/4-inch square, and then you're going to cut that on the diagonal twice. So cutting across one way, cutting across the other way. Don't disturb your fabric when you're cutting. Remember, just rotate your piece and cut it. You do have a rotating mat, and if you don't, you know where to get one. We have those. And then for your fabric B, that's going to be your darkest purple. So those are the points that are on your star, or it's going to be your dark green. So you can see that behind me in the photo. You've got the dark point for the green and the darks for the purple. And that one you're going to be cutting 4 squares at 3 3/8. So using your itty bitty 8s ruler, you're going to use that today. And then also for fabric D, this is going to be your purple floral. That'll be the center of this block. That one is going to be a 5 1/2-inch square. So you'll cut that as well. Okay, so what I like to do, and you know this, I like to lay out my block. once I've got my pieces cut, because I like to see how that's going to unfold, how that's going to look. It just makes it easier when you're putting it together. So I do that. And then you're going to take your B triangle, which is your small triangle, and you're lay it onto your C large triangle. And then you're going to make sure to position it even with the bottom and the side, that B triangle, and it's going to extend a 1/4 inch over the top of the point of your triangle, the dark triangle. Okay, so you're going to see that in the picture. There's a 1/4 inch at the top that extends over, because that you need to have that 1/4 inch at the top, so you have those points. You need that 1/4 inch up there. So using your silk pens, I'm going to recommend you pin those together. Pin all of your flying geese segments for sewing. You're going to do that first side and chain sew that using your cutting tool. You're going to be cutting those off, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, chain sewing those together, making sure that you have that 1/4 inch up at the top, and then it's even on the sides of the triangle. So I'm going to recommend also, when you're going to be ironing these open, you're going to make sure that you iron up and away from the triangle. So you've got your purple points, you're going to iron up and away. So do that. You do not need to iron them open. You're going to use, so you're just, again, repeating that process is what you did. So then you're going to trim your flying geese units. So the C and the B unit that you've just sewn together, those are going to be 3 by 5.5. So make sure those are trimmed correctly. A little bit off all the way around is fine. If you guys find that you're short in that can be made up later, but just be really careful the next time. All right. Then trim your flying geese, which we did that. Sew together your first row and your third row. So get those sewn together. Your A to your B and C, and then your A to your B and C. So you'll do that row, and then your final row will be the flying geese row. And that one will be D, the center, to your flying geese to the left and your flying geese to the right. Now, once that is completed, you are going to, sorry about that, phone's ringing. We love hearing from you, though. Someone else will get it. Then what you're going to do is, for that center unit that you've put together, you're going to want to make sure that is the right size. So you're going to want to trim that. That's going to be 5.5 by 10.5. And then you'll take your top row and you'll sew that together. Make sure to match your seams using your silk pins. You can cross pin those, and then that'll just keep those right in place for you. And you'll do that on the top and the bottom. And then once you're going to iron those out, those seams are going to be ironed, actually, so those will be ironed out, and you'll have a beautiful block. Go ahead and spray that with your spray, nice and crisp and clean, and then trim that to 10.5 inches. If it's a little bit larger, a little bit smaller, that's okay. So I look forward to seeing you guys again. Call me if you have any questions, 269-383-1790. Come into a class, join us. We'd love to have you. We are having such a nice time reconnecting with everyone. Stay safe, everybody.